Okay, this is an alternator install or reinstall or replacement. And safety first. Here I'm taking the belt off. You're gonna see this at the end when I'm putting it back on, so there's not much to see. Taking the top screw with a swivel wrench. I think it's E12 and it's an inverted Torx. There taking the screws on the bottom, I wasn't actively under the car. I filmed something, but it wasn't quite well. So if you don't want to see this video, you can flip off the video right now, or find a new or a different video that deals with an alternator on a Mercedes Benz C300 2010. This is the second screw, and as you can see, I'm taking it very slowly with the swivel wrench, and then I have to take the plastic covers from the underneath of the car to get access to shove the hands in there to try to take a bracket off. And now I'm doing the top screw in the back, and now this is under the car, and I have a friend that actually knows a lot more than me, so he's gonna...
Holy crap. That is impressive.
that was me trying to get arthroscopically on the car, and I lost the wrench in there. And now I'm removing it, and that's him dealing with a bracket that holds some hoses together there. So once you release that bracket, then you have more access. And if you see that flashlight, there's a screw or a bolt in the back of the flashlight that may need to be taken off because it's it doesn't allow for the ratchet to swivel inside in there in that tight space. And here at the top, you see the bracket at the bottom right hand corner next to that big pulley. You see the two marks for where screws were next to the blue glove, on top of the blue glove. That's the bracket that he released in order to have access from underneath the car to the alternator. So basically you have to deal with that, and you kind of have to figure it out on your own.
Okay, cool.
You see now he's pointing at this bolt that he may have taken off, but I don't know because I didn't check. There was a lot of things and back and forth.
Complex piece of shit car.
So now we're just untightening the screws, the bottom screws. So you kind of see the same shot as like a couple of seconds ago, or maybe 30-40 seconds ago. And he's slowly tightening the bolts, the bottom bolts of the alternator. There are 4 bolts on the alternator, and there's 2 wired connectors in the back. One of the wires is connected with a nut that screws into a bolt, and there's a lip that I think it breaks off in order for the wire to kind of, it's a angled prong on top of which the nut tightens. So that lip breaks off to kind of fit properly, but we didn't break it off. We used the nut from the old alternator to lift the bracket on top, so it kind of comes on top of the lip, so we don't have to break that off. That's how we kind of solved that problem. So we're just taking the screws off before we kind of unsecure the wires with the clamps on the left hand side of the car. You're gonna see in a few seconds. See right there.
Good idea.
The Heise. Let's from the Heise one.
So we fiddled with those wires for a long time before we just decided to release the alternator, because after taking those brackets off that you have access to, you can't really get to the back of the alternator. So we decided to release the alternator on its own and then twist it in its spot there to get access towards the back of the alternator, so we can undo the clamp on the wires and then undo the nut that screws on the bolt. So basically that's how we proceeded. There might be other people that may find different solutions to the same problem, or more elegant solutions to the same problem. We're taking that bolt off, and then I think the alternator is loose, And now we're skipping off to flipping it around. We play a lot of ping pong with that alternator in the engine because we didn't release the vacuum on top of it. We didn't know that was the procedure. We just kind of figured it out as we went. So
Okay.
that's the vacuum loose light there.
We have to take this vacuum, whatever it's called, has 3 screws, and you need to be gentle because it will.
GPS signal lost.
Well, that too. Because it will stop your socket in if you push it too much. So it becomes harder, the left screw, if it becomes harder, then that means your socket. And if you take the wrench out and the socket remains in, that means you stop the socket in it. And you kind of have to work a little bit of an angle.
So this is a comparison of the old alternator with the nut on it. So we're going to take that nut and screw it in there for the lip to get on top of, for the cable to get on top of. And now that's the new alternator. You can see the lip is intact. So in order to make that work, rather than break it off, now you have the comparison between the left alternator, which is the old one with the broken lip, and the right one, which is the new one without the broken lip. So we used the extra nut so we can lift that wire above the lip. That's another shot of the old alternator and how it looks. I'm trying to give you as much info as possible. You can already see the nut is already there under the wire. So that's just a test.
A little more. Okay. Really?
So now I finally got a way of putting the top nut on top of that bolt and secure that wire there, but it's not properly aligned. So when you try to twist the wire, it's kind of going to unscrew the nut. So it's gonna have to work you're gonna have to work a little bit.
You asshole.
And now I'm tightening it, but it's not properly in the position. It should come towards the bottom of the screen, but eventually we got it there. You'll see it in a minute after I secure the wire, the second wire.
Snap in there, motherfucker.
Well, I said that too.
Okay.
So that's how it should look.
Let's see what it come out.
So now I'm just testing to make sure that the wires are secure so I don't have a problem with dying batteries and I have to do all this work all over again.
Take you down again. I'll kill you.
I said that too. So now I'm putting the screwdriver underneath the alternator to kind of hold it loosely in place so I can put some of the bolts in. I tried to put the back bolt first, but that was a bad idea. So just put the first one in the front. Put the easiest one first, always. That's a lesson learned for me.
That one is enough. Okay. We start down or up? He's gonna come out, don't worry. Okay.
Alright, so I'm here. I'm just helping him to hold the alternator once in a while for him to screw the bottom screws as much as possible before we use the wrenches. So here I'm just putting back the vacuum. I think I had to undo it twice because I forgot something. And there's 3 screws underneath and they're very difficult to take out because there's a bunch of lips underneath the vacuum, and as the socket of your wrench goes backwards, it holds against the lip. So if it feels that it gets tighter and tighter, especially on the left screw, then you kind of have to work out an angle to undo that screw or all the screws. And I'm just showing you whatever I did here maybe as an idea how to use your hands and how to use or position your wrenches. And I think I'm doing this twice in this video, as I said a bit earlier. But as you can see, there's a bit of an angle because if I put the socket perfectly straight, it doesn't fit.
Bent fucking screw.
Yeah, I had a bent screw in there, so that was quite a bit of pain.
Tensions everywhere. So this was the error. This guy has to come like this. Get out of there. Okay. And now it comes from here there. Okay, that's the trick.
Now you can see how I'm putting the belt back. Alright, I'm lifting that tensioner. And that's it.
Yep, that was that. So 2 volts, 1 volt, 1 second. And now I get this. Before it used to be like 12 volts something, so this one actually works. Where's the flashlight? Brand new alternator.